I am so glad you are here. It's Herby Thursday or Makeup for Herby Thursday, and I wanted to talk about the adorable Verbascum thapsus mullein leaf fairies blanket. You gotta love this stuff, right? So here's what it looks like. It's just green floofy stuff, and it's very floofy. That is my technical term. Yes, it is. Floofy means very low in mass, which means when you go to buy an ounce at your local herb shop or order an ounce from us online at magisbooks.com, you're going to get what will look like a lot of mullein leaf. So don't be afraid to order just a little, just get an ounce. For most people, that's going to be plenty. Even though we as people have done everything under the sun with this plant. It's amazing. People have added it to their shoes because it's soft. And so they've added just that hint of cushion to their feet with it when they've been in a pinch. People have had this in teas. We've even smoked this as a collaborative whole. I can't say I've directly smoked it, but we as people have. And it is this beautiful, dreamy, valiant herb. That's right, dreamy, valiant. Mullein leaf protects the woman of the house, is sacred to Hera. Women would make torches of it in parades that they would light for the parades in tribute to Hera as the queen of the contract of marriage, as the goddess of those marital contracts that we have to have in order for things to be reasonably equitable in society. But it's also fairy's blanket. So it's also about all of those magical creatures, especially the tiny ones. So we're talking like the Tinkerbell style fairies, because it's just the right size for them to curl up under it on a fall evening and have a really warm, good night's sleep. It's super fluffy. It's been used for candle wicking, which releases just a micro dose of mullein leaf into the air as the candle burns, which is lovely. When people do have it in tea or smoke it in a homemade cigarette, the reports are that it's a dreamy, dreamy herb. And I have one experience with myself on this that I will share. I was taking classes from an herbalist I admire a great deal, delightful human, and we were in a house that had been converted over for classes, healing therapies, all kinds of wonderful things. And one of the problems for me as an asthmatic who's allergic to all dogs, because there's two ways to be allergic to dogs, and I'm allergic both ways, a lot. And there was clearly a dog in the house during the week. It must have been part of somebody's therapy work. And I'm sitting in what would have been the dining room of this house, and my teacher is just off. I can almost look straight ahead and see them, but I've got to look just slightly off kilter. And there's a window in the dining room, more off kilter. And I'm thinking, okay, I might have a hard time breathing. There's not a dog present, but there's enough left over that I might have an asthma attack. Let me experiment with all the herbs for asthma that are out there. And mullein is traditionally thought of as good for asthmatics and good for asthma attacks. So there was one afternoon when what I put together contained, among other things, mullein leaf. Remember I said it's dreamy? So I'm sipping my tea and it's managing my symptoms well. I'm not on the floor gasping for air or anything. And, bonus points, yay, herbs. But I start looking out the window instead of paying attention to the lecture. And I notice I am drifting off. And I go, wait. You're fascinated by this. You love this. You want to know everything there is to know about herbs. Let's pay attention. But then there's the window. And it took a few times of doing that, of drifting off and coming back to refocusing to recognize that that was the mullein leaf. So if you do want to try ever ingesting this herb, be it through smoking it, be it through a tea or a decoction of some kind, my honest advice, be at home for the evening when you try it the first time, and do not need to drive. I don't recommend it. It's not impossible, I just don't recommend it. That said, this is the beautiful, adorable fairies blanket. It's a treat to work with. You can think of it definitely as a relaxing, empowering herb, some associated with seeing the fairies, so empowering the third eye or your psychic abilities. It's absolutely a wonderful herb to play with. I encourage it. By all means, check your warnings. We've got our standard warnings on here for some people cannot eat this, and pregnant/nursing women cannot eat this. So if you're a pregnant person, no. If you're nursing, check. We just lump them all together. But that said, I'm Liz from Vegas Books and Herbs here in Minneapolis, soon moving to 2520 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis. And you can also find us at megasbooks.com. Myself and all the staff, we thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. We love seeing it all. And we look forward to seeing you here at the shop and online at our website. Blessed be.